Everyone, let's continue building our CSS artwork here. And yeah, so far we've gone through the first 30 steps, and we are going to look at step 31 to 40 in this video. So let's get started. So the first thing we want to do is to select this, use ID selector to select the element with ID turntable. So turntable, we select it with the hash symbol, and then we are going to give it a width of 450 pixels. Let's also give it a height of 140 pixels, and then let's give it a background color of this right here. I'll just copy it and paste it here. Okay, all right. Move the table into place by giving it a positioning of absolute. So let's give it a position of absolute, and we will say top value. So what we want to do is this it. Okay, as you can see, this is somewhere at the bottom here, but currently what we have is at the top, and that's not how we want it. So we'll give it a top value of 275 pixels. Okay, this pushes it away from the top. Okay, and let's also give it a left value that will push it a bit from the left. So we say left and give it a value of 15 pixels. Okay, yeah. Now for step 33, what we are going to do is to give it a z index. So we'll say z index, and we'll set the value to 1. All right, so after your div with the ID of off-white character element, okay, so this is our div here with an ID of off-white character elements, right? So everything else that we have here, these are all in the div with the ID of off-white character. So after that div, we want to create another div like so. So we'll create another div, and this div is going to have an ID of black character. Okay, all right. Now within this new black character element, we want to add 3 div elements. Okay, so add 3 of them, 3 div elements, and they are going to have an ID attribute. So I'll just use the shortcut Option Shift and then press down, or Alt Shift if you're on Windows and then press down to create 3 of them. So the first one is going to have an ID of black hat. The second one is going to have an ID of gray mask. The third one is going to have an ID of white paper. Okay, let's move on. Okay, so the mask needs eyes. Let me see if I can figure out which one is the mask. Not sure which one is the mask, but let's move on. The mask needs eyes. So within your gray mask element, add 2 div elements. So let's add 2 more div elements like so. Let's duplicate them so we have 2, and the first should have a class. We'll set the class to eyes, and we'll set it to left for the first one. And let me just copy this. The second one will also have a class with eyes, but we'll set it to right. Okay. All right, so now time to use some of the font awesome icons. Okay, once again, this is the font awesome website. You can open it and have a look at it yourself. All right, so we've already added a link to the font awesome style sheet. We did that somewhere in there. I think that was the second step or so. So the I element is used for idiomatic text or text that is separate from normal text content. All right, so this could be for italic text such as scientific terms, or even for icons like those provided by Font Awesome. Okay, so within the white paper element, we want to add 4 I elements. Okay, so I'm going to say I, and what we are going to do is we want to give them all a class value of FAS, FA music. So I'll just write the class attribute, and then the value is going to be FAS. So the first one will be FAS, and then the second one will be FA music. Okay, so we want 4 of them, so I'm just going to use the shortcut to replicate them. So the shortcut is Option Shift, and then you press down, or Alt Shift if you're on Windows, and then you press down like so. All right, so there you have it. So these icons that we are using here, we are using them from Font Awesome. Okay, so we are importing them from Font Awesome. Okay, so the next thing we want to do now is to use an ID selector, and we are going to select the elements with the ID black character. So we use the hash symbol and we'll say black character. Okay, let's set the width to 300 pixels. Let's set the height to 500 pixels. We'll set the background color to RGB, this value here. I'll just copy it and then paste it here. Okay, all right, now we want to move the black character element into place by setting its position to absolute. Okay, so as you can see, there's the black character element, but currently ours is just here at the left. That's not where we want it. So first we want to set the position to absolute. Okay, we want to set the top to 30%. Let's set the left to 59%. All right. Okay, so next up, we want to use an ID to create a rule for the element with the ID black hat. So I'm just going to use the hash symbol to select it, black hat, like so, and then want to give it a width of 0. Let's also give it a height of 0 as well, and then we are going to give it a border style of solid. Okay, yeah, so that is going to be it for this video. We are halfway through this. Let's continue with step 41 in the next video. So see you in the next one.